Right now, there is still an urgent manhunt for the alleged gunman in a mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine. At least 18 people have died, 13 others are injured. And we want to get straight out to NBC News correspondent Rahima Ellis live in Lewiston tonight. So, Rahima, we are hearing that law enforcement will be giving a briefing in just under a half hour. But right now, we are piecing together the details of how last night's shootings in Maine occurred. At this hour, what do we know about how these events unfolded between multiple locations?
Yeah, I can tell you it's almost 24 hours ago that terror and fear was rained on this community when that suspect, Robert Card, 40 years old, according to police, entered the bowling alley that's just about an eighth of a mile down the street here. It was youth night, and according to police, he started firing. And when he finished, there were 7 people killed, 1 female and 6 males. From that point, he went 4 miles down the road. And in 12 minutes from the time the firing happened here, 12 minutes later, he was shooting more people. Authorities say he killed 8 people at a bar in that location. 7 people were killed inside, 1 was killed outside. And at that point, he fled the scene. Authorities found his car not so far from the area, but they have not found him. And there is a fear in this community that you can really feel. You can see it because there are signs up in this community saying shelter in place. And people have been doing that. The restaurants, the schools and businesses, fast food restaurants, coffee shops were all closed today because of the fear that people have of, they don't know where the suspect is, but they do know he's armed and dangerous. Faith?
Rahima, you just said it there. At this hour, we still do not know where this suspect is. Any updates on the manhunt? Where exactly are they searching for him?
Well, it certainly is in this community of Lewiston, but also they have expanded the search as well as they have expanded the shelter-in-place order to a neighboring county. It is something they just don't know. This is a very heavily wooded area. Maine is a place with more trees than people. There are about 1.3 million people in the state of Maine. Let me tell you something in terms of the kind of community it is. Lewiston, or I should say the state of Maine, had 29 homicides in all of last year. They had 18 homicides in just one day, which was yesterday. It's the kind of thing that a doctor said to me, it doesn't happen here. We hear that so often from people saying it doesn't happen here. This doctor said he would see tragedy happen in other places and say to his wife, our community is really close-knit. It couldn't happen here. Well, it happened here. And now they're trying to deal with finding the suspect and hopefully lifting the fear that is hanging over this community at this hour. Faith?
Like you said, so much pain in that community. Rahima, I have one last question for you. I know that this happened, like you said, just 24 hours ago. Do we know anything about the victims, any names yet of these victims that came out?
No, and that's been one of the confounding things. Authorities have been very close, been holding that information very tightly, not revealing it. And people have been asking and asking. And there is a fear, because it was youth night at the bowling alley, that some of those victims might be under the age of 18. We do not know. They have not revealed the names, they have not revealed the ages, and we don't know, again, the identity. We do know the gender of the suspects, but no word on names, and we don't have the word on the ages of these victims. Faith?
Rahima Ellis, live for us tonight. Thank you so much for your perspective and insight. Once again, there is going to be a presser in about 20 minutes. We will bring it here live for you at 6 o'clock. And you can stay with 11 Alive as NBC's Lester Holt brings you a special edition of NBC Nightly News, all of the breaking developments in the shooting tragedy, including this urgent manhunt for this suspect. Lester also shares a powerful interview with the father of a victim. That is tonight right here on 11 Alive at 6:30.
And we have much